Hi there, I'm so glad you're here. Thanks for joining me today. My name is Melissa Lemon, and this month I'm talking about authenticity. All month long, there's a video every day. You can go back and watch the other ones if you would like to. They're really going to help people figure out what it means to be authentic and how to become more authentic. And today I wanted to talk a little bit about authenticity at work. And this can be hard, just kind of like authenticity in the home, because we have maybe competing opinions and thoughts and ideas, and that's okay. And I want to talk about how, just the glimpse I got of what I need to talk about is a little daunting. So, okay. I'm going to start by sharing a story. So I had this project I was working on, or this job I needed to do, and basically I just had to do what I had to do every month, and I got to do it, and I liked to do it. I enjoyed doing it. I liked how I got to be intuitive while I was doing it. And after several months of doing it with no feedback, positive or negative, all of a sudden I get this, we can't do this because blah, 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 because this, because somebody higher up said this, and I want you to change this. And it really triggered me. And so I was really upset about it, feeling my feelings, and I could not accept that being shut down when I had intuitively done this, And so I emailed back and I said, I have a problem with this because blah, 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 and this is this. And, I'm upset about this, all these things. And then the other person came back and was like, I'm so sorry. I didn't, let me explain what the whatever is, the reasoning and what this person said and blah, blah, blah. And I was kind of like, basically, I get that person is higher up, but I have a higher up. And I go with, when there's conflicting like between him and somebody else, I go with him. Like I go with my divine source. I don't bow to men. So, or earthly authority, if that makes any sense. So we just kind of went back and forth. And then this person got to a place of feeling really bad. And they were like, I'm so sorry. And then they were like, I will try to do better at my job, at what I have to do, the information I have to give you beforehand. And I was like, look, like, it's okay if your method is to not give me any information. I get that you're busy. I can do my job. I can receive inspiration. Like, I don't need you to give me information beforehand. You can if you want to. It might improve things, but you don't have to. If your method is to wait until the last minute to do something, and my method is to get it done 6 months in advance, it's okay that they conflict. And I was basically like, I can honor your method as well as my own. So don't feel bad about like you're not doing a bad job. I just kind of had to stand up for myself a little bit in this thing. And then in the solution, I did end up compromising a little bit and, doing a little bit of give and take. And the point I want to make is, in the workplace, it's okay to honor everybody's method. I think that's something that we really struggle with. People want things done a certain way sometimes. Maybe we're being told to do something a certain way, and that way really doesn't work for us, and it's really fighting against who we are. And the thing that was so big for me in the beginning, I was like, oh my gosh, just thinking about how, we get in these scarcity mindsets of like, we can only do things a certain way. I can only do things this way, or you can only do things this way if we're managing people. And we're like, you have to do it this way. Just understand that there are infinite possibilities of how things can be done. And it's okay to let people do things their way. When we have to work together, I think the key that I learned there with that thing was like communication. We weren't communicating at all. And then all of a sudden the communication was negative and I didn't agree with it. And then it was causing a problem. If we had been communicating more all along, I don't think we would have had this issue. At least it wouldn't have been as triggering for me or for him. And so I think that's something to remember, whether we're, like at an entry level position or whether we're the supervisor or the manager or the boss. It's okay to let people do things their way. It's also okay to show people a different way to do things. Not like we can make people do things a certain way, but I used to have this job at a pizza place, and one of the things we have to do is cut vegetables. And I would cut vegetables, like cut the peppers the way that I cut them at home, right? And when I'm working at home, in my kitchen, I'm kind of in a meditative state and I'm not really going quickly. And one day the owner was there working with us because of a funeral. Some of the workers were out, and he was watching me cut peppers, and I don't think he was very happy with my time management at that moment. And he's like, let me show you how to cut peppers. And so he showed me, and it took like 2 seconds, and I was like, oh my gosh, what have I been doing all my life? That's how you cut a pepper. And I think it's okay to show people alternatives and to encourage them to use maybe more efficient methods. But I think it's also important to recognize that people don't have to do it that way. I'm a very good employee and a very fast worker, and so I didn't take that personally for sure, and I didn't feel like I always had to cut the peppers that way either. Like, I'm actually pretty good at time management on the job, so it was kind of funny. And honestly, I'm grateful that he showed me how to do that, because that's probably how I cut peppers now. I don't cut peppers very often, but I think I totally use that method now. And in case you're wondering, you just slice the top off the pepper, and then you put your hand in and you rip out all the seeds, and then go from there. Way faster than the method that I was using to get all the seeds out. So anyway, I think that's all I have for you today. So thank you for watching. Remember, when you're at work or in a community and trying to get things done, it's okay to let people have their methods. It's okay to honor everybody's way of doing things. And it's also okay to reach for improvement in a kind and loving way. And there are limitless possibilities of how things can be done, and even how people can work together to get a job done. We don't need to stay in a place of scarcity, because we live in a never-ending universe. So just some thoughts for you today. Like and subscribe if you would like, and we'll see you next time. Bye.